Hello. Thanks for inviting me to your career day. My name's Roland Juarez. I work for the Northside School District. I work in the counseling department, and my title is a coordinator of elementary counseling services. So, what I do is I support and supervise our elementary counselors. I have about 130 elementary counselors in 80 elementary schools. So I get to drive around our whole district and visit with our counselors and provide them the support that they need. Before I got into this position, I was a teacher in the state of Texas. You have to be a teacher for 3 years before you can go into counseling. So to become a teacher, I went to the university for 4 years. Then when I decided to be a school counselor, I had to go to school for another 2 more years, which is a master's degree. So I went to Our Lake University for my master's and UTSA for my bachelor's degree. So I was a counselor for about 20 years, and then I started this position, and I'm about 5 years now into this position. And what I like about my job is that I get to visit counselors on your campus and watch them work with you, the student, and the way they interact with you and how they help you is what I enjoy seeing the most. So I go and help them with some techniques and ideas and how to work with students. So a big part of my job is to support counselors and provide the training that they need so that they can then work with students, because our main focus is that students are successful in school. So before the counselor at your campus was hired, what they need to do is go to school for their 6 years and get a degree in counseling. So once that happens, they'll go to our Northside school district job webpage, and then if there's a opening for a counselor position, then they can apply for it. And what they do is they submit a resume, and on that resume, it gives us all the information about your counselor. It tells us what schools they attended, where they got their degree, where they taught, how many years they taught. And so that sheet of paper is called a resume. That's really important because it gives us a lot of information about the candidate who wants to apply for a position. Now, for you right now, it's going to be important that you really focus on your spelling, your grammar, punctuation, because when you work on a resume, that's something that we look at, is make sure that spellings are correct, the punctuation is correct, the capitalization is correct, because that tells us that the candidate really paid attention to detail and really takes pride in what they're doing. So once we look at the resume, then we will call that person in for a meeting with us, and that meeting is called the interview. So during the interview, we ask them questions about their training, about how their school experience was, and how their practicum experience was. And a practicum is when they're studying to be a counselor, so they work with a counselor on your campus. So we ask them about that. And then we also ask them why they want to be a school counselor with Northside, because we want to make sure that we have the right person to work with you on your campus. So then once that happens, then your principal will interview them also. And then if they're a fit for your campus, then they are hired. So once they're hired, then my job is to help them be a good counselor and provide the training that they need so that they can then work with students. So sometimes I do the training myself. Sometimes we bring other counselors who have been working in the field for a couple of years to do the training. And sometimes we will invite outside counselors to do some training with your counselors. So whenever your counselor goes in and does a guidance lesson or works with you in a small group or with you individually, they've received training on how to do that. So that's part of my job. Also, part of my job is to supervise them and make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. and that they're following all the rules and the policies of our district. So we go over that at meetings. Um, those are called following procedures and ethical standards. Something else that I enjoy doing is hearing from our counselors whenever they're doing good things on your campus that are fun, then I ask them to send that to me so we can celebrate the counselors for the good things that they're doing. And then I share that information with other counselors so that then you at your campus can get all the fun stuff that other kids are getting throughout the district and other elementary schools. Some of the tools that I use is my computer, but then I also use my cell phone because here's when counselors will call me to, we call it to consult. So whenever they're working on your campus and they might have a situation that they're not quite sure what to do, then they'll call me and then we walk or talk through it so that we can make sure that the kiddos are getting the best services, or if parents might have questions, I can help the counselors with that. Or if teachers might have questions from the counselors, they can call me and we can work on that together, because our main focus is that students, you, are being successful. Part of my job too is to help you have the supplies that you need. So sometimes counselors might call and ask if we have some backpacks so that we can get those backpacks to you so that you can have the supplies that you need there at school. So that's part of my job also. Um, we provide different trainings for our counselors throughout the school year. Um, and during our meetings, we talk about what's happening on your campus, what are the needs, and what are some good things that the counselors are doing. I also work with your principal, and your principal and I will talk and visit and visit with your counselor. And just like you all get a report card at the end of every 9 weeks, our counselors will get an evaluation at the end of the year, and that talks about the great things that they're doing and areas that they might need some growth in, and so we help them with that. Counselors are required to turn in a report at the beginning of the year and a report at the end of the year of some of the goals that they have. Just like you have goals at the beginning of the school year, well, counselors have to have goals of what they want to do, what they want to accomplish throughout the year to make sure that students are getting all the support and help that they need so that students are successful. So I talk with them at the beginning of the year about what their goals are. Then at the end of the year, we talk again and ask what they did to accomplish those goals. We also work along with, again, with your principal and support your counselor. So next time that your counselor goes into your classroom, does a guidance lesson, or your counselor works with you individually or in a small group, ask them about their training and how they learn what they're doing. Because we as a department make sure that counselors are getting all that training that they need so that they can work with you on your campus and so that you can be successful. So that's a little bit about what my job is, and hopefully you might be interested someday in being a teacher and then being a school counselor. So best wishes to you, and again, thank you for inviting me to your career day.